Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Kamil. Today is 18th of October 2020 and welcome to video number 296. Today I want to talk about strategy. I want to talk about something that will be needed for those of you who will experience something traumatic or something tough in your life, in your relationship, in your business, in your workplace. I don't know. Something that will shake you really deeply. And last few videos were a little bit dark, and there's a reason for it, and we're going to come back to that later. But if we're going that way, I cannot kind of not talk about strategy. I talked about a little bit in this courage video, but you see the problem is I kind of lately, like I don't know, a week ago, I found a guy who was basically, he was divorced, and it was 5 years ago. And even though after 5 years he still was completely devastated by it, and he was crying in public basically, just because he had to say that this thing happened. And listen, I'm completely okay. There's time, and it's tough. Some things hit us more than the other stuff. But if you're in this kind of situation, I want you to know that there's at least some way, a way out of it. And this is strategy. So first of all, this is something that I basically directly talked about in Courage video, Courage 2.0. You see, because the one thing that you have to do is to be able to find your goal. Because one of the most easy and most terrible things you can do to yourself in a situation when something happens, something terrible, is to allow yourself to do nothing. Because then the flood of negative emotions, flood of thinking, what if I would do something different? What if it's gonna completely drive you nuts? And that's why some of us who are not strategic in that moment in time, you're not have a tactic to deal with this whole situation, you will be roadkill. There's been nothing left of you. It's just gonna drive through you. That's why I talked in video about courage. You have to have courage to look for something that you want to do now. Even if it means completely change the strategy, completely change the path that you were on. You need to kind of make a decision to do something differently. Just because you cannot go back to something that you cannot change. And again, I talked about it a few videos ago, that trying to think about things that you cannot change is insanity. So that's why have your goal. And just as a side note, I would really advise talking with someone, especially if you're a guy, because we don't talk to each other. That's a really bad idea. Because you don't want to make a decision, you don't want to look for something that will be completely absurd and completely take you on a completely different trip, but it's not going to be a good one as well, just because you're so emotional that you cannot see clearly what to do. So that's why do it to yourself, and if you have a really good friend, like a smart one, talk to him. So first of all, have a plan to keep yourself sane. Second, act upon it. You see, many times for us guys, where we are not really thinkers, some of us are, but not most of the men, it's really good to kind of be able to have a plan and then just basically physically stand up and do something about it. Many times you will need to completely change the scenery, change the things that happen. You want to be able to make a decision quick and just do what needs to be done, whatever it is. Because maybe you lose a job. What you gonna do? Even if they tell you, even if you know that in a few days it's gonna happen, what you gonna do? You know that you cannot change this, so what is the reason of thinking, oh, what could I do, or what would be if I would keep that job? But you didn't. So make a move. And that's why you need to have a strategy to kind of see what are the other options. Maybe I'll talk to my friends who are working in the other company. Maybe I'll do something like, I don't know, I look for the work outside of my country. I don't know. But have a strategy and just go for it. Because making that and physically making a physical visible change will help you to snap off and basically to shake off the emotions that might be connected to the place, to the person, to the situation, to circumstance. That's why have a strategy, make a move. And point number 3, you'll have to be able to move far enough, make enough steps so you'll feel that you built something for yourself. Something that it's your new you, whatever that means. Because one of the most important things that after all of this, when maybe a week will pass, maybe a month will pass, maybe 3 months will pass, I want you to be able to build on this momentum, build yourself something completely new, so you'll be able to turn around, look what happened, and learn the lesson. One of the most tragic things that you can do is to never learn what you're supposed to learn from this whole situation. You need to be able to do that, but to do that you will have to have enough strength and enough your own new environment, your new you, to be able to not to be, fall as a victim of whatever you'll see there, but to have enough strength to look at it and say, interesting, I wanted to be better at this. I can see my mistakes over here. Maybe there's something that I could improve over here. And then if you'll do that, then you'll be able to make a move and change the whole thing based on what you've learned. And then, and only then, you'll be able to see this whole circle of this chapter to be closed. And then you'll be able to move forward. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. It is so easy to let yourself fall under this emotional train. It's easy to be completely roadkill by it. Especially if something really terrible happened. But if you want to make a move, you'll have to be strategic. You'll have to have a tactics, like a real strategy. What you're gonna do, act upon it, build enough for yourself so you will feel strength again, and then look back, learn, correct, change, improve, so you'll be able to be a better guy because of what you've learned, not the destroyed one, just because you never had strength to move, you never had strength to build something new, and you never had the strength to look back and learn the lesson. So think about it and do something about it. Because the first thing you need to do is to stay sane, see what you want to do, and act upon it. Save yourself, build, and learn. Become better. If you like this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, give me a shout, and I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.